your schooling days, you had a big part when it came to cricket. We'll start from there. How was it like St. Joseph's College, growing up there? How was it like your school days?
To me, St. Joseph's was everything. I loved going to school, didn't study very much though, but loved playing cricket. I mean, I devoted my entire, I think, schooling days to playing cricket. Was reasonably good at it, I must say, and I represented Sri Lanka schools as
reasonably good at it.
Yeah.
You championed the team. And
under 17,
yes.
We were champs in 1980.
Understatement then,
yeah.
reasonably.
And yes, I didn't even expect that I will get through my A-levels, but there were teachers who were really committed, and they forced me to study as well. So finally, I got through my A-levels as well, which I'm very grateful. And yeah, I mean, you know, St. Joseph's was, to me, it's a great institution. Fantastic teachers we had, the facilities we had there, and yeah, I mean, you know, it made us to be, you know, people whom we are today.
Your three sons, they too are Josephians, and
Yes.
most of the people that I've interviewed in this show, most of the successful professionals, they do not believe in international schools. Why do you think?
I'm glad. I'm really pleased that they don't believe in that. We don't believe in it either, my wife and I. We feel that, I mean, to us the most important thing is discipline. And the traditional schools, be they be Christian schools or Buddhist schools, Hindu schools, whatever it is, they give that discipline. They form that child properly. And that's a grounding that is most important. Thereafter, studies and sports. So I think our schools give that. And I mean, being a Josephian and having only sons, there was not much thinking we had to do that the children go to St. Joseph's, and they are loving it too. I mean, you know, once in a way we've discussed, you know, do you want to go to an international school? No way, we can't move them now. So they really enjoy it.
Having a ready career waiting for you, and knowing that you would have your future all done up to you, you still made sure you passed your A-levels.
Yeah, because, well, I mean, at that time, though my father was in business and, you know, he has established the business, I couldn't say that everything was there, because when I went to study in 1983, end of 83, things were not so rosy here, right? I mean, the troubles had begun, there were issues with regard to JVP then, and even the time I graduated from college, when I came back, it was two of the worst years that I can think of, 87 to 89. I mean, you know, there was killings in the south, there were killings in the north, and it wasn't easy. So, and actually, after the two teachers in school, it was my sister who also, you know, made sure that I studied. You know, she played a big hand in getting me into the university, you know, saying, look, you got to study, you got to study. And my father obviously paid for my education, and he also, whatever I wanted to do, he supported. When I wanted to play cricket, he supported me fully. And when I decided, okay, I'm going to give up cricket and go to university to study, fine with him. You know, he supported me fully with that. And yeah, so, and actually the education helped. Even to come back to the business that my father had set up, the fact that I had education gave me confidence. You know, if I didn't have the education, and if I just got in just because I'm Hiran Cooray's son into the business, I don't think I would have had the same respect that I got from my colleagues in the company. You know, so that's a kind of like that insurance policy. You get that, and then you go on from there.
Talking about your father and your sister, you're the youngest in the family, coming from a very professional-minded, very work-focused family.
Yeah.
Your father is
At least father and sister for sure, yes, yeah.
How was it like? Did it pressurize you at some time, at some points in your life?
Well, there was, yes, because, I mean, you know, when we meet, when my father was alive, we used to meet every Sunday. I mean, almost try to meet every Sunday, and then sometimes the family gatherings end up being, you know, discussing businesses. We argue for sure on business matters, so sometimes it gets a little heated as well, you know, different points of view come in, and my father was very focused on what he was doing. Nothing could change his mind. You know, he knew what he wanted, and he'll get it for sure. And my sister is the same in many ways. So it's not easy, but it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed. I mean, I don't think I would have enjoyed doing anything else.
True, you said at that time when you were playing cricket at school, you thought that there was no future with cricket. But today, the picture is totally different. Do you ever regret not taking cricket as a career?
Yes, but at that, I don't think I regret. I mean, I enjoyed playing cricket at that time. And I may have gone on to play at possibly a different, that was a question mark. I mean, now I never know. I still enjoy watching cricket and occasionally playing cricket. But no, I don't regret now. I mean, I'm glad that I took the steps that I took now and where we are. So if I had gone on to play cricket, probably this career would have got diverted. And until the mid-90s, Sri Lanka cricket was nowhere. So I don't think if I was probably born 15 years later, then it would have been a different story, but not at that time.
There's a nice story behind how you met your wife. Would you like to share it?
Yes, it was a kind of a semi-proposed, I must say.
Semi-proposed.
Yes, because my
it was a proposal which you couldn't say no to
after seeing her. If I hadn't seen her, I would never have gone on and gone to see her even. But it was a aunt of ours who is known to my mother and her mother who proposed. So when my mother told me, look, do you want to meet this guy? I said, no way, I don't want this kind of formal meetings, formal arrangements. I don't want to go.
You didn't believe in proposals?
No, I didn't believe in that. But when that aunt's son who was in school with me, he said, look, when we went for one of their son's weddings, they said, that's a girl that my mother was trying to introduce you to. Then I thought, okay,
not too bad.
Not too bad at all. I'll go, I'd like to meet her.
Right.
So that's how we started going out. And within 6 months, we got married.
Very nice. Mr. Cooray, what would you say if I ask you, what is your biggest strength?
I think my biggest strength is to believe in God, faith in God, to think that, look, God is there with me all the time, and that does not ruffle me, that does not make me worry. I can take any adversity that comes my way. It shakes me, I must say, I'm human, but it doesn't make me lose sleep.
The biggest threat you faced so far?
Well, the biggest threat we faced was the terrorism. I mean,
and tsunami, when one of your
yes,
motors...
tsunami is an act of God. I mean, these things can happen any time, right? I mean, we are standing here now or sitting here now. This building can fall on our head. I mean, that's an act of God. What can we do? But terrorism is man-made. Hunger for power, hunger for, control, hatred towards mankind. That was terrible. I think the saddest moments in my life so far is to see, people being blown up to pieces in this country. That is a memory that hopefully we will, the younger generations will forget and,
will not live with.
Yes, and that we will ask God for pardon for what man had done. We have all contributed towards it. Though you and I have not, shot anybody, by, being here, we have all been part of it. So that's I think that's terrible for this country, and thank God it's over, and hopefully the future will be much better for all of us.
Mr. Hiran Cooray, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much for having me on the show.
Hiran's willingness to address issues objectively and his unquestionable integrity has made him an asset in the industry. And his keen eye for new emergence in world tourism enables him to carry out his tasks with a clear vision. Until we meet again next week with another episode of All About Success. Good night.